Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Monday afternoon live immigration update. Just wanted to come on here live and let you know what's happening this week, both with our upcoming videos and also with some major immigration changes that are happening. I'm also going to give you a couple of updates that I was able to obtain after attending the American Immigration Lawyers Association conference last week. So I'm going to give you a few insights as to what we learned at that event, and maybe answer a few more questions from viewers of this live. So if you're joining us, let me know where you're from. Post your comments. Like I said, there's a lot of updates that I wanted to pass on to you about the videos that we're going to record this week and the changes that are happening in immigration as we are starting this week. So let's get started. All right. So welcome back to our Immigration Live Monday afternoon. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the updates of today. We got some important news. I'm going to share with you some updates from the American Immigration Lawyers Association event that I attended last week. Some things that you definitely want to know, and maybe take some questions. So let me know where you're from, drop your questions, and I'll be right there with you. So today, the USCIS announced that they are going to start allowing applicants that are either pending their U visa applications or about to file new U visa applications. As of today, they're going to be eligible for work authorization. Now, those of you that don't know, and I'm going to make a longer video later this week about the U visa, but typically if you're an immigrant inside the United States and you're a victim of a crime, whether you're documented or undocumented, you qualify to apply for a special visa, U visa, to allow you to stay in the United States and eventually get your green card. But guess what? The U visa is taking over 5 years to process, and those people that are beneficiaries of this visa are not able to work. They just sit here and do nothing. So suffering, because many of them are in tough financial situations. Well, as of today, this is actually not even on the USCIS website, but as of today, U visa applicants are going to be eligible to apply for work authorization, and they're going to get deferred action status. The way it's going to work is that if you filed for your U visa and you've been pending for the past 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to be eligible to apply for a work authorization as of today. If you're filing a new U visa application, you're also going to be able to, you'll be eligible for that status, deferred action status, which will allow you to work as well. This is huge. This is going to bring so many people into the workforce. It's going to help so many immigrants be able to get a work authorization. They're going to be able to support their families. I get so many emails and comments from U visa holders in the United States that are not able to work. Well, today is a big day. I'm going to tell you in a few minutes how it's going to work and how you're going to be able to qualify. Also, those of you that are joining us right now, make sure you stick to the end of my live stream. I'm going to share with you a few things that I learned at the American Immigration Lawyers Association conference last week that is not available anywhere online, and I'll be able to pass that information to you because you are watching our live streams, because you're subscribing to my channel. Again, if you're watching this live stream and you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe to my channel right now. So, how do you qualify for the U visa work authorization, the new one that just was announced this morning, 3 hours ago? Well, first of all, you either had to file your U visa, Form I-918. That form had to be pending with the supplement that is signed by the government to support your case as a U visa holder. And you had to finish your biometrics to make sure that you're a person of good moral character. As long as you have those factors and you have a qualified U visa that is currently pending, you will be able to file your work authorization and get that status, the deferred action status, under the new guidance that was issued this morning. Now, I'm still waiting for the full text of the guidelines, and I'll make a full video later this week explaining what the U visa, how do you apply for the U visa, and how you can benefit from this new policy change that happened today. That's one thing. What else has happened? And again, I'm making a video about the new policy from USCIS that is helping people to, first of all, expedite cases, right? So there's a new policy that came out just earlier last week that is going to expand who can qualify to expedite their case. Under the Trump administration, very few people could qualify. Now they expanded it. They expanded it to emergency situations. They expanded it to financial hardship. So if you're suffering financial hardship, you will be able to expedite your case. Now, guys, if you're watching this live right now and you're here, drop a comment, post your question, and I will try to answer your questions in a few minutes. I just wanted to lay out all the updates. I'm making a full video about the new policy changes from USCIS, the expedited request, the new guidance to allow more people to expedite. Remember, one of those cool things about the new guidelines to expedite is that if you're suffering from financial hardship, if you can prove to them that you're suffering financial hardship, if you don't get your work permit on time or your application, you could expedite it. This is a new thing that just came out last week. Again, a new video is coming up on Wednesday. I'm giving you all the details. Another change is that under the Trump administration, they had a memo came out in 2018 that specifically said that if you file an application and you don't have all the evidence in the beginning, like you're missing some documents, they have the right to deny your case. Well, under this new change that is implemented as of last week, they have to go back to the 2013 policy to issue requests for evidence. So if you file an application and you forgot your birth certificate or you're missing some documents, they can't just deny the case like they've done last year under the Trump policy guidance. They have to issue a request for evidence. This is effective as of last week. Expect more approvals coming your way, guys. This is great news. Again, I'm making a full video explaining how it's going to be implemented coming out this Wednesday. And finally, there is a change for work permits. So instead of getting a work permit for 1 year only, you guys are going to be able to get a work permit for 2 years, whether you file adjustment of status applications and many other, and a few other applications that are associated with getting benefits that were only given for 1 year. Well, as of now, they're expanding it for 2 years. What is it going to do? It's going to shorten the backlogs, because instead of filing an application to renew your work permit every year, you're not going to have to do it every year. It's going to be done every 2 years. It's going to reduce the backlogs. Right now, they have 400,000 EADs pending that they can't adjudicate. That change is going to help us a lot. Another change is with respect to the lockbox. And let me share my screen right here. Let me see here. It's not working. That seems to be stuck. Well, basically what I was going to show you is the lockbox change, flexibility. So when you file an application with the lockbox, whether it's an I-45, an I-360, an I-90 to extend your green card, when you do that, they had maybe 6, 8, 10, sometimes 11 weeks to get a receipt. And it took a while for them to adjudicate your application. By the time they started working on your case, your check has already lapsed. And so they had to send your case back, and you could have lost the opportunity to file for your citizenship. You may have been delayed. So they are issuing a new flexibility that was also published yesterday, I believe, actually on Friday, which means that they're going to be issuing flexibility for you to be able to file your applications if they rejected it just because you didn't file it on time. So all these things are positive. And again, the video that is coming up on Wednesday, I will provide a full scenario as to how you're going to be able to take advantage of this new policy. Essentially, if they send your application back because your check expired, you will be able to refile and not lose your priority in line. And also, you'll be able to refile without paying a penalty, the $30 penalty for your late check. This is all brand new we were shocked. This happened last week during the American Immigration Lawyers Association conference, and they announced that they're going to be flexible with people that were rejected because the checks expired because the USCIS took forever to adjudicate it. It doesn't make sense, right? Well, they finally came together, and they're going to allow people to refile. If you filed an application and because of their mistake, because it took forever, you lost your eligibility, you age out, your child age out, you'll be able to refile, and they're going to give you back your priority in line. So again, a new video is coming out explaining all this in detail, so stay tuned in a few days. Now, I promised you a few nuggets from the American Immigration Lawyers Association, and I have a whole list here of tips and notes that I've taken while I was at the conference. So what are some of the things that they talked about? Well, first of all, guess what? Interview waivers. The USCIS officials at the American Immigration Lawyers Association conference specifically said they're going to continue to waive interviews. They're going to continue to waive interviews for adjustment of status applications. They're going to continue to waive interviews for family-based petitions. They didn't tell us the guidelines as to how exactly they're going to be doing it, but interview waivers are going to continue to happen, and these are great news. Also, another change that they announced is that, when you file for your reentry permit or any other application and you get your biometrics appointment, sometimes you can't make it, right? To reschedule a biometric appointment right now, it's horrendous. You have to call them, you have to stay on the phone, you have to send them a letter. Well, there's going to be a new process coming out very soon. You'll be able to reschedule your biometrics online by signing up online to an online format, and you're going to be able to reschedule your biometrics in 5 minutes. That is coming very, very soon to USCIS. Also, premium processing is going to be expanded to a lot more applications. It's also coming out. They announced it. So a lot of great news, and I'm making a special video detailing all this. So that's pretty much what I wanted to mention today in the live stream. So again, if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to our channel. I will try to take a couple of questions, and I'll continue to answer those questions in the comments of this video. Again, if you need my help with anything, if you need my help to apply for work permits based on new policy, expedite your case, with anything, we are here for you, our YouTube subscribers. All you have to do is text me 619-483-4549, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We're doing our best to answer all our text messages. We have a lot of them. So let's take a question from somebody here, from Jean. If you already filed for residence status and your spouse asks for divorce, what can you do to get residence? That's a great question. So basically, if you are going through divorce and you already filed for residency, you can file for a waiver if you already have your green card. If it's the first green card, there are other things you can do, self-petition based on abuse and many other things. So let's take a couple of more questions, and then I'll answer the rest of them in the comments. Are there any incrementing the number of U visas? Yes, they are going to be increasing the U visa. Right now we have 10,000 U visas. They're going to be increasing it to 30,000. They added 20,000 more U visas. It's coming, and they're going to be going faster. Why biometrics is taking so long? Because of the backlogs. And remember, quite a few of you guys are going to get their biometrics waived. They're going to be able to reuse those biometrics, which is great news. And also, as I mentioned, if you get a biometric appointment and you cannot make it, instead of stressing out about rescheduling, you'll be able to you'll be able to sign up online and reschedule it automatically. All right, so why a green card based on asylum are taking so long? Well, remember, asylums are also facing a huge backlog. We're hoping that the court reform that was just announced a couple of weeks ago is also going to help reduce the asylum backlogs. But remember, like the change that I mentioned at the beginning of this video with the U visas, it just tells me that they're going to go and help also asylum seekers to smooth out their applications, maybe reduce the backlog. They're going to be helping TPS, DACA holders, and also finally people that are here illegally that re-entered. We're hoping for a lot more changes coming up in the next few months. Today's change with the U visas is a big one, because think about it. For people for years were waiting to get their work permits, and they were pending for years. Now they're going to be able to apply for work permits just because of a policy change at UCIS. That means they can do policy changes for a lot more things than just U visas. And I believe that this is going to happen, and this is going to be coming in the next few months. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to keep answering the questions in the comments. And again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Click the notification so you don't miss any of our live videos. I always appreciate every one of you. There's more than 150 people in the live, and I thank you for tuning in, for supporting. You guys are the best. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you at our next live. And don't forget, 2 amazing videos are coming up this week with lots of updates. Thank you, guys.